Hello everyone. So today we're going to do a quick makeup tutorial only with a few products. We've had a client that purchased herself this sparkle palette on the website, and so she made contact with us and she asked us, okay, so now that I've purchased this palette, how do I use this palette? So I'm going to do a tutorial using this palette, one palette, for eyebrows, contour, highlight, as well as my eyeshadow. And I'm going to take you step by step through this, and then you'll see how to apply this. I've already done my foundation. I used the liquid foundation in L1, and then I set my face and I set the foundation with our pressed powder, the dual finish one in DFL1. Dual finish light number 1 is what I used. So I've already prepped my skin. I'm just going to continue straight into the actual look, the color. With this, I'm going to be using my mud brushes, and as I go along, I will tell you exactly which brush I'm using. Okay, so I'm starting with the very first brush. This is my 210 angle brush for the eyebrows, and I'm going to be using this palette. If you are more pale skin, blonde, then you can use Define to fill in the eyebrows. If you want a darker eyebrow look, you can use Chisel. So I'm going to use the Chisel. I prefer slightly more darker, also because I've done microblading. So when you fill it in, you want to start on the outer corner, on the inner corner, and you take it through under the arch. And then you do the same on the top. You take it through, straight line on the hairline. And then where there's less hair, you use more product and you fill the gap. And you focus on the arch. This is my eyebrow, the lazy one. So I'm going to focus on lifting it slightly more, just by adding more pigment and placing it slightly higher. So this is then for that one, light hair stroke motions between the hair. Then we're going to fill in so they look more similar now. Then we're going to fill in the other one using the 210 angle brush with the pigment that I'm using in the sparkle palette is Chisel, the darker one. And remember, if you don't want it as dark, you don't press as hard. If you want the color payout to be darker, then obviously you can press slightly harder onto the skin. Okay, so after you've done your eyebrows, now we're going to move into the eyeshadow. So the next brush that I'm going to use is our 800. It's a blending brush of mud. And I'm going to first pick up the lighter brown. This one is called Define. And I'm going to pick it up and start on the outer corner. And then on the bone, basically just do wiper motions back and forth. You want to work following the shape of the eyebrow. So where your eyebrow goes up, you go up with the pigment. And then where your eyebrow goes down, you also go down. And you basically work 2/3. Okay, so you just do this. And we do the same on the other side. And remember, this eye is I call it the lazy eye. So what I'm going to do here as well is corrective makeup. So what I'm going to do in the crease here is work slightly higher. Okay. So wiper is easy, or small circular motions from the outer corner of the eye. So you focus on this, the outer corner of the eye. You start on the outside and then you work your way in. You only work 2/3 of the eye. Okay, so you do that. This is the one that I'm going to be lifting slightly higher. And then I'm going to stop here for now, because we're going to come back afterwards just to add more depth. Okay, so now if you wanted a much darker application than this, then you wouldn't use this type of blending brush. You would have then used a smudger brush. This is the 810 brush. You can see the bristles is much shorter and denser, so it gives a deeper or a darker placement, whereas the blending one will always give you a much lighter, a more natural placement. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the outer corner of the eye, and I'm going to use chisel, the dark brown color, with my smudger brush, and I'm going to just there on the outer corner, I'm just going to place the chisel. Just a rough placement for now. And very important, when you do the darker color on the outer corner, this color never goes higher than your medium one in the crease. Okay, so it has to be almost like a small C within the big C, the letter C. Okay, so you can see I'm just placing it very rough, and when you look at it, it looks very patchy, and that is why blending is crucial when it comes to makeup. You could have also started with a small C, which means the darker color first, and after placing the small C, then you could have come with a lighter color define and use that as a transition shade to transition this out. Okay, so before I continue with the blend, I'm going to use the same color chisel, and I'm going to go under the bottom of my eye with a dark brown color, and this is to do a drop shadow. Okay, you always want to work thicker on the outside, moving in thinner. Okay, so on the drop shadow, connecting on the outer side and between the lashes, also 2/3 in drop shadow. Okay, and then we're moving back to the previous brush, and we're just going to be blending out the shade. So you want to blend out there on the ball of the eye, and you want to wipe it again, blend out, make it a soft edge. Okay. If you do an evening makeup look or you want a darker application, obviously you'll be able to take this color and you place it deeper in. When you come with the colors deeper into the inner corner of the eye, it gives you a darker application, a more smoky evening type of look. Okay, remember this eye, because it's my lazy eye, I'm always just lifting it slightly higher. Okay. Make sure that on that edge you don't go too far out, otherwise you droop out, you will do a droopy eye. Okay, so you continue to blend until you're happy. If you find that you don't like the blend, you can go back to the define color. This is the big C that we started with, and you can transition that shade out just to soften that hard edge. Okay. If you like very light makeup, you could have just done the define over the whole eye and then finish with the eyeliner and a mascara. Okay, I'm just going to emphasize a little bit more. Okay, so the same one palette has now done my eyebrows, and it is now done my eyeshadow. Remember, we always blend after placement. So now there's still one color left in the palette which I haven't used. We're going in with a 300 brush. So it's a very small, thin, tapered, flat dome. And then the color that we haven't used, this one, is called Spark. I'm going to go in with this one. And I'm just going to do on the ball of the eye. I'm just taking that color down everywhere. Okay. exactly where your outer brown color stopped. And if you want, you could also do on the inner corner of the eye, just to open up the eye area. You can do, I normally don't do this, but just under the highest arch, you could just quickly pat a little bit there. Just pat it out a little bit. And make sure, depending on the look that you do, that you're happy with the payout of this color is Spark. It's a beautiful gold shimmer. And then we always blend dark over light. So you just want to finish with a blend over the Spark. Okay, once you've done that, now we're going in with the next brush. I'm going to use the same palette now for contour and highlight. So I'm now going to go in with my 700 brush. This is my contour, and because my skin is pale in complexion, I'm going to use Define as my contour powder. So I pick up the color, top part of the ear, on the cheekbone, or just underneath the cheekbone, and I just lift it up slightly there, not into the temple but just a little bit, and then tilt it to give that hard edge, soft edge. Okay, if you like darker contour, you can see I've taken the chisel now, and I'll be blending the two together. Okay. Then this is the 710 brush. I'm going to do blusher with this one, but you can also use this one just to blend out any harsh edges of that contour application. Okay, then we're going to do the same on the other side. Top part of the ear, working towards the corner of the mouth but not going all the way to the corner. Lift it slightly higher as if you go to the cheekbones. And to blend, I tilt my brush like this. For stronger contour, I use it like this under the cheekbone. Again, for slightly more darker application, I take the chisel and I apply it under my cheekbone there. And then you blend the two colors into each other. And then the same thing, I use the blusher brush, or it can also be a powder brush. And you're now going to take this and just blend out the edges. Then I also want to contour my nose, so I'm dipping it into Define, the light brown color again. So I just have these bulges on the front part of my nose, so I like to contour this out. Contour upwards. Contour upwards. And then remember, we are going to blend. So I use the powder brush. I just blend it out slightly. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with, or I can still use the same contour Define, and I can work on the jawline. If you have that skin that maybe have sagged out already, or maybe this little double chin at the bottom, you can just create a shadow and just contour that a little bit. Also create a sharper jawline just by taking it all the way into the corners. Okay, so that's also there. If you have a long forehead or a facial shape that you would like to contour, you can also go with a contour into the hairline and just create a shadow for yourself there. All around. If you have a very short forehead, or if you wear a fringe, then obviously you don't have to do this. Okay, so you just continue until you're happy. I'll do a proper blend at the end. Okay, so now my favorite blush color is called Soft Peach. So I'm going to go in with Soft Peach using my 710. You can use it as a blush brush, or you can use it as a powder, a smaller powder brush. So I'm going in with soft peach. I am a blush person, so I normally go in overdrive when I apply blush. Okay, so there you go. Beautiful, beautiful peachy color. There's my blusher color. Obviously in person it would be a lot stronger, but here on the screen it might not be as visible. Okay. And now we're going in with highlight. So you can just shake off a little bit of the blusher. And now I'm going to go in with my Spark. Beautiful gold shimmer shade. And I'm just going to pick it up on the side of my brush. Shake off the excess. And then on the top part of my cheek. I just go in on the highest arch and into the temple. I'm very careful that I don't take it up too early to go through my texture, my lines, because if I do that, I'm basically drawing attention to the texture. So I go from the arch down on the highest peak, and I'm taking it up and into the temple. That's my placement there. Okay, I normally don't highlight my forehead, got too much lines there, so I don't do that. You can do your nose if you like that, or if you want to also do the top of your lip, just to make it also look fuller. And then I'm going to go in with my lip liner. This one is called Aura. As you can see, I love the peachy shades. Okay. And you can quickly line your lip. For a small mouth or thin lips, you can slightly outline your lips as well. Okay. So this is Aura. And then I'm going to finish with my lipstick. This one is just peachy. Okay. So also a beautiful peachy shade. It's not too bright. Okay, so that's just peachy. And then the very last step is the mud mascara. I love the bristles of this brush. It literally separates the lashes as you apply it, and it also lifts the lashes. The product has a little bit of curling additives in it, so that's why whenever you apply this mascara, it actually opens up. So even if you have very straight lashes, it just opens up the lashes nicely. Okay. And then obviously I normally like mascara, so I do about 2 to 3 coats of the mascara. Okay, and I totally forgot to take a before photo, before the foundation. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take one of my other photos, a before, and at the end of this, I'm just going to post the before and then the after next to each other. So just to quickly recap, the products that we used in this tutorial was literally just the sparking palette for eyebrows, eyeshadow, contour and highlight, and then we used the soft peach blusher, and then I used the Aura lip liner together with a just peachy lipstick. 4 products for this entire look, apart from the foundation and powder. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you know how to use the sparkle palette, and we'll be doing some more tutorials with some of our other palettes. If there's a specific look that you want to see, if there's a specific palette that you've purchased and you're not quite sure how to use it, please get in touch with us and we would love to show you some more tutorials on how to use. Thanks for watching. Bye.